So for reprisal, these are going to be the three main things that I was learning while making this song, which I think would be pretty useful for y'all or other producers. So got drop layering with like fills and flows and drums. Just finding the space with like layering different leads together, finding the pockets for the fills, width of each fill, and then finding the pockets or like the rhythm of the drums. We'll just play from the intro into the drop. Yeah. And then once the drop hits, we'll get into it.
You have to understand how things are up here.
All right. So first thing with drop layering, just listen to the synths by themselves. So main thing is making sure that each lead sound has like their own space. So for instance, this is like the main lead. Well, I'm not like really cutting anything with the EQs, using multi-band compression, decapitator, just like distorting it to have make sure it has more space in the mix. And then we have this body a little lower. I think that's similar processing, but if you look here, this is where like I'm cutting majority of the EQs. Um, because that space is mainly being held by the main leads. So artists use this all the time, like the analogy that your song should be like a painting type beat. Um, but you only have so much space. So we gotta make space by cutting out these EQs, especially if you wanna figure out where things go. Okay. Then we have this other body lead. Maybe just holding another high frequency. Um, and you can see I'm like shaving off some of the highs. Got this distorted lead, I think, just for like distortion's sake. Pretty standard hybrid reverb. And then flute for like an organic sound. But for the most part, like they're still occupying like the same space. Um, the Yeah, they're occupying the same space. Like again, shaving things off as needed. That way it doesn't sound too muddy. But for the senses specifically, I'm like cutting them off around 240. This is an old project file, so I'd probably also do like a mid-side EQ around like the 200 range. So that's like the high end leads. For the basses, I have like only like three layers for it, but this is mainly just to hold the lower octaves. But the same principle applies. We're still trying to make room for our main leads. Like this isn't like a very bass focused song, at least in this drop. Maybe much more focused on like the synths. So if you for the lead basses, I'm like cutting off the highs pretty deep, around like -6 dB, around like 10K. I think for the Reese is pretty open. 300 for like mud. Um, Same thing for the brass. But I'm doing like some major EQing with the at the bus level because the around like the 1K range is when like the leads were. So I'm just literally just cutting all that out. That way there's just the leads for majority of it. Looks like I did double. Um, what I would probably change now is I'd probably have this at like another like fundamental that the leads were sitting at. That way we still get some high frequencies instead of like a double. Um, so like for instance, see the leads are sitting at looks like around like 3K would be like another one. So I would literally just like go here, we just like 3K. And like that way it like gets like the fundamental and like another higher frequency. But yeah, that's my process of like layering. If you notice, there's not really like a Reese or anything, but like really for like the sub, it's just one note. Um, but- so and like the sub's pretty standard, just making sure you cut out. Um, I have like a Pro Q3 cutting it at like 100, and then yeah, I think it's about layering. Yeah, just finding, making sure each sound has its own space. Okay. Let's see. So let's go back here. Let's move on to drop and fills, finding the pockets. So it's just about like finding areas where you could like kind of sneak in a sound with like your fills. So I'm not really like this is kind of like dependent on like your rhythm of your lead. Um, but for me, I was, this is just like how I ended up making them. So we'll just like listen to the fills and like the lead by itself. Yeah, I guess I'm listening to it now. Like I'm kind of using the fills as like almost transitions, like especially like this part, like it transitions into like the next bar, um, rather than just have like the lead be the main focus throughout the entire drop because that could be pretty tiring. Um, so yeah, it's just about finding the pockets. I usually tend to use them as like lead-ins into the next bar. And then yeah, that's what the main leads for these, like the lasers. I mean, just using them as like an accent point to emphasize each like hit. But that does bring me to the next part of fills. where you're focusing on width. This is what I recently learned when I made the song. Like before, I was just like throwing in fills just because I was told like, oh, you gotta layer fills. Um, but you're still thinking about like the space while like listening to your song. So let me just solo these. So for the bass fills, if you're aware, you could definitely notice it with like headphones, but like that one's like more centered. That was a centered one, and that was like like all around you. Um, let's see, there's this. Yeah, so I'm just trying to fill in the space like centered left and right. That way the song doesn't lose width through the fills, especially this song, because there's a lot of fills. Um, but we're just trying to make sure that we're getting the whole space. Like this one, you can see I panned it to the left a little bit, um, just to fill in the space during the song. Let's see, what's another good example? Yeah, like these lasers, like pretty like center, and then I have these other fills that are like panned to give it like the space. Yeah, that's more right. That's more so. Yeah. So when you're doing fills, don't just stack them. Make sure that you're filling in the space of your song, like left, right, center, up, down, all that stuff. Um, and then speaking of space, this one it mainly focuses on the second drop. So I'm gonna play the rebuild into the second drop. Okay, so talking about space, like finding the space with the fills, that is also the case when you do your drums. For this one, I was combining like excellent sounds like sample pack, goaded sample pack, would highly recommend. So let's listen to the drums real quick. That's the first one, and let's go to beat. And it just repeats. So if you listen to this one, it's literally just a kick and snare, 808 and snare, and then I just added the percussion for that cayenne. And listen to that again. Yeah, so I really was like, I was really liking the flow of the drum loops. So I basically had that be the main emphasis with the lead. So if you do this, so it's kind of like not only is the lead following like the flow of it, but like it's like filling in space. And again, finding the space with the fills makes it a little bit easier. And And then again, using the fills as like a more like transition mode. And what's also cool about this is this B section. I'll play it. That little like sub, like a reverse sub. That was really cool, so I wanted to like emphasize that. Yeah, so like allowing at times you can like allow your drums to like be like the main character of like the drop. It doesn't always need to be a lead. Um, yeah, it's okay to like have space and like a different flow when it allows it. And then again, same as the rides. But yeah, that's the reprisal breakdown. If there was anything that I missed or you guys wanted a more detailed answer of, feel free to let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. But yeah, I hope you guys found this useful, educational, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.